So today we're going to do a little bit with the ears. The last facial feature, it's kind of on the side of the face, but it is part of the face that we're going to be drawing. There's kind of, I guess, three parts that when I think about the ear that we started to draw. And if you remember those three parts, then you'll probably be okay. We're going to start with the side view, or looking at a profile view, because then you can see all the structures of the ear, and then you can apply that to the front view, what you would see if you're looking at the front of the face. So if you're looking at the side of the face, you see the whole ear, and usually the ear is kind of an upside down pear, the outline of it. Not completely. If we do a true upside down pear, I suppose we do something like this, and then we'd have this part coming over here, and then we have like something like that that's an upside down pear. Well, the ear is attached to the head, and so we don't actually see this part of it on those, but it is an upside down pear on the outside part of the ear that we're looking for. There's, depending on ear, this is something you can look for. There's two types of genetic types of ear. There's an attached earlobe and a detached earlobe. In other words, does the upside down pear come straight in like this into the ear, or does it cut up a little bit like this and then come in? That's the difference between, this is a detached earlobe that hangs down a little bit. An attached earlobe is one that comes in over here. I'm going to deal with a detached earlobe. Just remember that there are those two types there that you might see in your drawing as you start to create those sort of things. This part just kind of comes in and blends in. These just kind of blend into the side of the face on that we have going. The next thing we have is a question mark. Depending on which way you're facing, your question mark might be the normal direction, or it might be the reverse direction. Since I've elected this one, this is kind of the reverse question mark, and it just follows, comes in here, curves around, and follows the inside of the or the outside of the ear, and then kind of comes down here and then just dissolves into the bottom. This is a little bit of our reverse question mark. I got a few extra lines here we're going to erase. That's a second structure, upside down pear, question mark, and then from there there's a white Y in your ear, and there's a ski slope that we're going to deal with. Let's do the ski slope, I guess. On that is the next part. Is we're going to start our ski slope right here. We're going to take off the same place that the question mark started, and we're going to make a sharp turn this way, and then we're going to make a sharp turn the other way, and then we're going to make the sharp turn the other way, and then we're going to sloosh down here to where we finally finish our run with our ski slope. On this turn, like this sort of a thing. This part right here is that little flappy thingy that happens. This kind of blends in over here. This kind of blends in over here on that. This blends into the bottom. This blends into the bottom. There's some area over here that's kind of a little bit of a darker area. This is the hole in your head where the sound comes in. And so you have some darker structures in this area, and that makes this kind of a little bit more dominant where you see it a little bit. But this will come out over here like that. There's also usually a little place that recedes over here a little bit back behind here. These are some soft lines, some shadow areas that you see a lot of times, and so this is a gradient sort of a thing that's kind of coming in over here like that. There's another little bit of a gradient thing that kind of comes in over here somewhere along these lines that we have, and it gets darker here towards the edge. This is a little bit of the cartilage that we have going on here, and then this, of course, here has some darker areas here too. There's some hard lines right in through here, but there's some gradient effects that have kind of come over here. And then this thing here, sometimes you see just a little bit of stuff over here, and then this area kind of comes out a little bit. I'll just bring that down a little bit more so we can see what's happening. Okay, so here's the deal. Remember I told you I was looking for that white Y there? Sorry, Ute fans, but there's a white Y in your ear. And it's made up here where you have the two top parts of the Y. while you're sitting here. Then it kind of comes down here and curves around a little bit on that. This is the cartilage piece that's in your ear. As the sound comes in this way, boom, 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 it'll hit this cartilage piece, and so it usually sticks out quite a bit and is raised this way. And then the sound bounces off and shoots right in here into your ear on that, where the sound kind of rattles around in there and then comes home. And so that's a little bit of the structure that you see when you're trying to create ear. Now people's ears will vary a little bit, but they'll follow this basic rule that you have. You have the upside down pair, you have the question mark, you have the ski slope, and then you have this white Y thing that kind of comes into this section over here that you see in the ear as well. And those are the parts from the side. That didn't want to go quite down that far. Maybe somewhere along those lines. Now the reason why I want to do this first is you see the structures really well, and you're like, oh wow, I really kind of see that. It kind of looks like an ear or something like that. Well, when you're looking from the front view, if we're over here, we're looking at the face from the front, you don't see a lot of these things, all of them anyway. And so what you do see a lot of times is let's go through those steps. Remember, there was an upside down pair, except from the side view it's pretty darn squished on that one, and we don't see as that. So this is the top of our upside down pair, though, that sort of a thing. And there's going to be basically 3 hills that we're looking for in here. That's this view over here. Let's get this bottom part of this squished pair here that's coming in here like this. And so if you draw those 2 pieces, and then like I said, either attached or detached, doesn't really matter, depends on the person you're drawing, and because that's what will make them kind of distinctive. And so this is the outside here, this is the outside over here. Now this cartilage piece that we have, that one is coming down and sticks out a little bit, and that makes the center hill of our piece that we see when we're drawing that, looking at the front view of the face. Naturally your head is over here and is attached over here, and then your jawline is back over here somewhere like that. And this piece is kind of dissolving in a little bit. Now we do have the structure of that question mark, right? It's going to come here. It's squished a little bit, but it comes up behind this mountain here like that. And then the ski slope, albeit squished, is still there. We have a curve this way, we have a curve back this way, we have a curve back into this way, and then it kind of droops down into here on those sorts of things. Then this area here has lots of value to it. Notice I'm going kind of in the same procedures I went as the last time. And we have this flattens out, right? So it comes in here. Let's put a little bit more value in here, a little closer to that flappy thingy, because it is the dark part of the ear, like that. And then we need to account for a little bit of that cartilage structure here with that white Y thing that we have coming on here. And so this is a little bit of a shadow area into here as well. We have this can be a little bit further out too. We can bring that cartilage in maybe a little flatter as we come into that ear here. And that's kind of where we are. So there's the three mountains from this view as we're looking forward at the face on that one. This sticks out a little far on that one. They don't have to be that dramatic. But those are the structures you see, the 3 mountain view of, or the 3 hill view of the ear as we're looking from this direction on those. So side view, and then kind of the front view that we're looking for from our ear. I think that's it. As we go through those, we'll have some more adventures in a little bit mapping out the face next, but that's the instructions on how to draw the ear with some values. I found in my garage recently like pages of like big 18 by 24 sheets of paper where I just practiced drawing the ear, practice drawing the ear, practice drawing the ear, just across the pages. And there was hundreds of ears in my garage on those. And that's really how you kind of get the technique down here, is practice and repetition builds it into your head a little bit so that you know how to make those things. That's why I wanted to show you these features so you could practice them on those. You know, practice drawing the eye, practice drawing the nose, the mouth, those other features as well on that. And then you get them down, you get them memorized, and then you can just pull them up when you want. As you go to look to draw a portrait, you know the structures that are there, and then you're able to see the subtle variations from person to person to person. You're like, oh, well, his ear is a little bit, sticks out a little bit more. It's not quite as flat against the head. Or you look at his nose and, oh, he doesn't have a very strong bump in the center of the nose. It has kind of more of the ski slope shape, maybe not quite as wide as some of the other noses you see. And you start to notice those little tiny details that actually make a person and very distinctive on that. And so that's the value of trying to practice these facial features. Granted, these have not taken a lot of time. I know we're getting near the end, and so I wanted to leave some time for you guys to do some other things. We'll map out the face next, and we'll take it from there. Thanks.